Today's lesson is on surface area, and we are going to be finding the surface area of composite figures. So we've already talked about composite figures and said these are more than one figure. So if I'm pushing them together, I'm adding. If I have one inside the other, I'm subtracting. Okay, so I want to find the surface area of the composite figure. So I am going to add the total surface area of both of these solids, and then I'm going to subtract out the areas that are touching because they're not on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to call my top figure, figure number 1, and the bottom figure, figure number 2. So I'm going to start out with figure number 1. And I want to know, is that a prism, a cylinder, a pyramid, a cone, or a sphere? And I have two parallel and congruent bases. So I have a prism. My prism. My base is a triangle. So my base is a triangle, and I know the height is 3. And the base is 4 because it's congruent with this. So this is 4. So for a triangular prism, the formula for the total surface area is P times H plus 2B. Okay, so that's from our foldable from before. So I just want the total surface area, not the lateral area. So surface area equals P times H plus 2B. So since I need to calculate the perimeter, I need to find that. And I need the area of the base, so I need to find that. Okay, so my perimeter, I'm going to be adding up all 3 sides. I know 2 of the 3 sides, so I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. So this is going to be the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is 5. So my perimeter is 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 12. And the area of my base is base times height. So base and height are always perpendicular. So this is going to be 1/2 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. So substituting in my surface area is my perimeter 12. So the height, So the height is the height of the prism. So the height of my prism is from base to base. So this is 2. So this is my height of my prism. So 2 plus 2 times area of the base is 6. So my surface area is 36. All right, let's now work on the second figure. So my second figure is down here, and I'm going to choose this to be my base. I have a couple choices. I can do top and bottom, front and back, or left or right. So I'm going to pick the top and the bottom. So again, I have a prism. My base is a rectangle. So my rectangle is here. So my rectangle, my dimensions are going to be 4 by 2. So I have a rectangular prism, And we know that all prisms have the same formulas. So my formula is the same. So my surface area is P times H plus 2B. So again, I need to solve for perimeter and area of the base. So my perimeter of my rectangle is 2 times 4 plus 2 times 2, which is 12. And the area of my base is base times height. So this is going to be 4 times 2, which is 8. Okay, so substituting in, perimeter is 12. So now I want the height of this from base to base. So from bottom to top is this height, which is 3. So the height of this prism is 3 plus 2 times 8. When I multiply this out, I get 52. Okay, so I want to add my two surface areas. So my second one is 52. My first one is 36. Now I want to go subtract out what's touching. So let's go see what's touching. Because that's not on the outside. So what's touching is going to be what's the top of this prism. Or you could say it's the bottom of that prism. And that is another rectangle, right? So that rectangle is going to be 4 by 2. So what I have touching, so this is the part that's touching. So I have 4 by 2. So I want to subtract that area. So this area is 2 times 4, which is 8. And it's on both objects. So I'm going to subtract it twice because it's on the top prism and on the bottom prism. So 36 plus 52 minus 8 minus 8, we end up with a grand total of 72, and my units are centimeters squared. Okay, so for composite figures, I want to find the total surface area of each figure, and then I'm going to subtract out what's touching. And it's usually twice as much because it's on both figures. All right, let's try another one with different shapes. Okay, so I'm going to call the top figure my cylinder number 1, and my bottom figure my rectangular prism figure number 2. Okay, so let's start out with the first one. The top figure is a cylinder. So my base is a circle. I always want to know what the radius is, and the radius is 2 centimeters. So my base is a circle. I just want to find the total surface area. So the formula for the total surface area of a cylinder from my foldable is 2 pi r times h plus 2 pi r squared. Okay, I do not need to find the perimeter or the area of the base, so I'm going to just substitute these in directly now. So 2 pi, my radius is 2. The height of my cylinder is 3 plus 2 pi, my radius 2 squared. Okay, since I'm working with finding the composite area, I'm going to round. So this is rounded to 1 decimal place is 62.8. Okay, so I'm going to go put that down here for my first figure is 62.8. All right, so let's look at my second figure. My second figure is a rectangular prism. So I am going to use the bottom and the top is the base. So the bottom is 9 by 4. So my base is a rectangle, which is 9 by 4. And I know I just want the total surface area, and we had this from the last problem. So my total surface area is P times H plus 2B. I need to calculate the perimeter and the area of the base. So my perimeter is going to be 2 times 9 plus 2 times 4, which is 26. And the area of the base is going to be 9 times 4, which is 36. Okay, I'm going to substitute in. My perimeter is 26. What's the height of my prism? So the height of my prism from base to base here is 5 plus 2 times 36. So this is a surface area of 202. So that is my second figure. So I'm going to add these two together. Now what's touching? So I'm looking on here, and the bottom of the cylinder is touching, so that's the circle. So I'm going to use it, find the area of the circle, and I'm going to subtract it twice because once for the cylinder and once for on top of the rectangular prism. So my circle is what I'm subtracting. We said that's the radius is 2. So area is pi r squared. So pi times 2 squared. So rounded 1 decimal place, that's 12.6. So I'm going to subtract that out twice. So 62.8 plus 202 minus 12.6 minus 12.6 gives me a grand total of 239.6 centimeters squared. Okay, so I find the total surface area of each individual solid, and then I subtract out the touching areas. That's it.